We're talking about podcasts. We're talking about itty bitty podcast. A podcast.
Merry Mini Monday, Chunkies. I'm Carter.
That was challenging for me to sit through. I'm Doge.
And nobody asked. I'm Jordan.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
You only
That's a good
heard the
point.
half of it. You only heard the half of it, though.
Maybe it'll come full circle. When I hear your half, maybe it'll come full circle. It's like two negatives
probably
make a
worse.
positive.
It's probably worse. Let's go straight into, on this Mini Monday, talking about Miss Marvel. I have to say,
Okay.
it feels like a bit of a letdown because our last Mini Monday, which was a ton of fun and themed and all that, was because you can tell the amount of effort we put into certain things like this based off of how much we enjoyed it.
How much we like something.
Yeah.
So here's what's happening. And I think, of course, the MCU has everything to do with if their shows aren't doing well, but it feels like they knew to an extent. We're into episode 5 of Miss Marvel, and it's losing a little bit of heat. I think it started really strong. Nothing has been produced as well as the first episode.
Right.
I think I felt teased a bit.
I would say the first two. I think the first two episodes were on par with each other.
The first I do remember especially being way more creative with our text
dude.
and all
we
that
had
kind
all
of
this
stuff.
cool editing and all this cool overlay stuff, and it was very Scott Pilgrim, Edgar Wright, really vibey and cool. And then we just completely abandoned that, and now we're just telling like a mediocre superhero story.
This was 15 minutes of television stretched into 38
Oh
minutes
my
of
gosh,
episode.
100%.
And I
It
think
really
that's the
was.
Disney thing, right?
I'll tell you
we've
this.
seen that with a ton of these Disney Plus shows.
Yes.
Not just Marvel. We've seen that with Star Wars too. Where they have this idea for this could be a 2.5 hour movie, but instead let's make it a 6 episode series with a bunch of filler.
Yeah.
I think
unfortunate.
that what we're seeing a lot of too is, and maybe I'm wrong, and I'm just speaking about the Marvel TV shows at this point. We're going to keep full MCU discussion for our Thor because that's a different thing entirely. But just for the TV shows, it really seems like it's the Star Wars problem is happening to Marvel, which tells me that it's actually a Disney problem. And I think what the Disney problem is, if I had to guess, is they're buying franchises that had clear vision at one point, letting them finish out their clear vision under the name Disney, and everybody's going, man, Disney's crushing it. And then when Disney gets to the end of what was already planned, they go, now it's our turn, and they have no idea what to do.
And they make Pirates of the Caribbean 4 and 5.
Right, exactly.
I think in the big grab bag of all the MCU show specific content we have now, I think Moon Knight becomes more and more of an outlier to me because really the successful MCU shows have been the ones where characters have already been introduced in movies, like Loki, like WandaVision. Like we are already getting some of these characters before, and they're highly produced. And you can kind of tell too, even Hawkeye, you can kind of tell by the money that they're putting into marketing what they think will do well. Like our test team said, this one's going to do really well because we don't hear too much about Miss Marvel before it comes out, and it kind of drops out of nowhere, like the Book of Boba Fett did, because it feels like they knew that too. But
This is better than the Book of Boba Fett. I'll at least say that.
It is better than the
for
Book of Boba Fett, but I
Better
would
than
say
Kenobi too.
this makes Moon Knight stand out more to me. I think my
Agreed.
biggest issue is really similar to what Doge said in terms of things just getting spread out. It also feels unfortunate too that it just feels like bad time. It feels like bad time management in general because it felt like there were going to be important themes here in this episode.
Yeah.
Like this connection to the past and oh wow, we're doing this whole like full circle. It was you all along. There's kind of like this time loop kind of thing going on. And
which the time loop is notably not how time travel worked.
Let's
last time we introduced that into the MCU.
Yeah, Jordan is the rule boy.
Let's get to time loop in 2 seconds. I want to talk a couple positive things. I don't want to just be completely negative on this episode of Miss Marvel. I do want to end, if that's okay, by talking about the time loop, because I'm sure we all have a lot of thoughts about that. I do want to say, still, to this point, episode 5, I would say 3, 4, 5 have all been, I would say they went from 1 and 2 were great, 3 was good, 4 was okay, 5's pretty bad. That's my rating of the episode so far. However, Kamala and her mother specifically are still shining stars. Their relationship is so good.
Great relationship.
They have like on-screen familial chemistry in a really cool way, and I find them both very endearing.
I think the show remains cast really well and acted really well.
Agreed. Aisha,
Yeah.
that whole storyline, I would have rather had a full episode of that. I was captivated by that. I was really, really invested in that story for the 20 minutes we got it.
The thing with these Disney shows, the Disney Marvel shows, that I think Moon Knight avoided is that they all fall into the most vanilla way to tell whatever story you're telling.
Yes.
I think that the reason we liked the first 2 episodes of this is because they were interesting from a technical standpoint.
Yep.
But the most vanilla way to tell this story is to have a 25-minute flashback of Aisha and use that to explain the Trail of Stars. I think if this were like a network program, if this were on something else, maybe by a company who's more familiar writing television, we could have had dual protagonists the whole show and built toward a moment where we've been following Aisha, we've been following Kamala, and then the moment their 2 stories intersect, like we talked about last week when we talked about Stranger Things 4, having that pacing of concurrent storytelling happening at the same time, that is a hallmark of modern television, and that is virtually completely absent from the Disney Marvel shows, except in Moon Knight, where we have the concurrent stories happening because we have a protagonist who is multiple people.
Right. Yeah. No, it's a good point. I think that's a really good point.
It's just the most boring way to tell that story, man.
It is. And the show itself has abandoned all of its charm that made it cool. And so not only is it the most boring way to tell the story, it's the most boring package to deliver said story in now. It's just a regular show now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk time travel.
Let's talk it.
This is just the way they're trying to do time travel here is simply Prisoner of Azkaban.
It's interstellar. Yeah, it happened because it's always happened.
Right. The moment of, wait, no, you're supposed to save them was 100% Harry standing and watching the lake and going, my dad's coming any minute. But it's in Harry Potter, when Harry steps up and saves himself, it's like emotional and cool and powerful. And in this, it's just a plot contrivance.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to say, I don't know how letting her great-grandmother step on circles 6 inches above the ground told her how to use the bangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That scene was pointless. It was bad. And nobody reacted to the magic happening in front of them either. So that's just a terrible scene.
Because everybody was like, this scene has to happen because in the last episode when Kamala was blasted to the past, we knew what was going to happen. So we got to do it. And then we get back to what we're really doing.
Right.
Yep.
But the whole time travel scene, you're right. It doesn't respect how time travel has already been done in the MCU. It doesn't make any sense for how time travel would work in the first place.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just lazy. It's just a lazy way to let Kamala see Aisha.
Especially when not even a year ago, we had an entire show about people who travel around in time and mess with timelines.
Yeah.
That was very clearly laid out, especially when a little over 3 years ago, we had a movie where the entire point was that time is not a closed loop, that we can travel back in time and actually beat Thanos this time.
Yeah.
This just felt so... It's because I think they're having to just do so much back-end work, so much leg work, turn the story upside down and inside out to remove the fact that Kamala is an Inhuman in the comics, because we don't want her to be an Inhuman here, and we want her to have different powers here. So we're inventing basically a new superhero alter ego for Kamala Khan, and it just, I don't know, man, it's getting so messy.
Yeah.
I feel like there's such a value in simple storytelling, and I don't know if it's standing out more because we do see really complicated plot lines be pulled off. Because you could look at the MCU all the way up to Endgame with like the Infinity Gauntlet and be like, man, I can't believe... I remember watching Endgame and being like, wow, they did it. That's unbelievable how they put all these things together. But really the core of that all those phases was just bad guy trying to collect all the stones, put in major weapon.
Yeah.
Now the multiverse is really messy, and it's coming alongside all the show content. And so it's just like, no.
I think they have no plan. I think this is the Duffer Brothers saying we wrote all 5 Stranger Things at the same time. I think they've got no plan.
Well,
I am inclined to agree that they currently, maybe permanently, I'm starting to worry, but I think they currently have no plan for what to do with at least the TV shows.
Yeah.
If we're wrapped up with Miss Marvel, this is a good segue because Doge did mention the Duffer Brothers. So the Duffer Brothers in some recent news, are launching what they're calling Upside Down Pictures with Netflix. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
So essentially like a production company that starts with like the spinoff that they have from Stranger Things. And you kind of talk about how sometimes things can get diluted when we get so much of it. I think there's so many good creative people in the world that are willing to work in the movie business, and people are willing to fund that because it'll make money whether it's good or not, that there's just so much content. Here comes another Lord of the Rings thing from Amazon. Here comes another Game of Thrones thing, and then probably another one now because we've announced Kit Harington's back for Snow, and it's just like, well, let's just tell the story a million times over.
Right. Yeah.
But there's a lot of ideas that the Duffer Brothers have and have basically gotten the green light on. One of them, Doge, includes working with Steven Spielberg on adapting Stephen King's The Talisman. So they're going to do a movie there.
I did not know this. That's amazing.
They're going to come through and do a new adaptation of Death Note, the Japanese manga anime. And then there's going to be a British stage play set within Stranger Things, which is just strange, no pun intended.
Weird.
So it's just happening everywhere. And the Duffer Brothers, it doesn't take much, right? They had, season 1 was so good that they were given grace for 2. They were given, okay, one more shot, it feels like, even though they said they wrote 5. And then 4 comes, and now it's $1 billion, right? It's like, you did it, we need to do this. And I think this is a little bit of the backlash of competitiveness with streaming platforms. A big thing that happened in the Willis home recently is, we're trying to get money, we're trying to tighten a grip a little bit more on budget. And so we're done with Netflix. We said we're out on Netflix. I watched Stranger Things and picked Hulu back up because I was like, all the content's here. And we like sprinkle in Apple TV. It's like, well, they're doing great stuff too. And Netflix just feels like it's hurting. There was like hey, are you sure there's all these great shows? And honestly, I was back to cable TV at 11 p.m. I was like, I don't want to watch any of this. I've seen this before, and this does not interest me at all. So Netflix is trying to make big moves like that. Understandably.
Yeah.
A few more announcements. There's been some fun trailers come out. We talked about in one of our episodes last week, things that we were looking forward to. I think that was one of our questions for What's in the Box that we're anticipating. And The Glass Onion was one of those. Rian Johnson's second installment in the Benoit Blanc franchise. We had Knives Out and now Glass Onion. So it's so funny when things happen. It's like Ants and Bugs Life. The Illusionist and Prestige coming out at the same time.
Armageddon Deep Impact.
There's a couple murder mystery trailers that dropped this last week, and I don't know if y'all heard about those. And they're fun, and usually a good murder mystery, even if we're doing kind of Kenneth Branagh's Poirot, is going to have an ensemble cast. And so I want us to not necessarily compare the two, but let's talk about these two movies. The first, did you hear about either of these? The first was See How They Run. Okay, and so we've got a desperate Hollywood film producer sets out to turn a popular play into a film. When members of the production are murdered, a world-weary inspector and a rookie constable find themselves in the midst of a puzzling whodunit, right? So it just feels like there's a little bit of Wes Anderson vibe, I think, when I watched this trailer. But it's Tom George is the director, and I always look at director, and we've mentioned that before because that feels very important to me for storytelling. And he hasn't really done a lot that would be familiar to most people, but let me read through this cast. So here's our main two. Our inspector is Sam Rockwell, who I love, phenomenal character actor. And our constable is Saoirse Ronan. Which a pairing that I'm totally down for. We also have Adrian Brody in this, Ruth Wilson, who has been in a lot of really good British television, David Oyelowo.
Tim Key from Taskmaster's in this movie.
Tim Key from Taskmaster is in this movie.
That's why you're excited about it, Carter.
And that's funny because some of Tom George's work has been with comedians. And so he's worked with a lot of those people that are on the Taskmaster train. So See How They Run looks fun. It doesn't really have a date yet as when it's projected to be out. It says September. So September sometime.
Okay.
Then we have Amsterdam.
Oh, I saw this trailer.
I did see this trailer.
Is one that I had caught wind of because I love David O. Russell. Silver Linings Playbook is one of my favorite movies. I kind of like seeing whatever he decides Christian Bale is going to do next in the movies that he does. And this one looks incredibly interesting. And the cast is one of the most ridiculous ones I've ever seen. But this is loosely based on a true story. Set in the 30s, 3 friends who witness a murder become suspects themselves, uncover one of the most outrageous plots in American history. So our main 3 friends are judging off of the trailer, but he's way down the casting list, is John David Washington, Margot Robbie, and Christian Bale.
Cool.
But then we also have Anya Taylor-Joy, Robert De Niro, Zoe Saldana, Timothy Oliphant, Rami Malek, Michael Shannon, Mike Myers. It's unbelievable. Taylor Swift, Chris Rock.
I wasn't going to see it until I heard that Taylor Swift was in it. That I was like, my favorite actor of all time. I have to see it.
Favorite
I like
actor
the part
of all
she's
time.
in
She was
New
great
Girl.
in Cats. Yeah. November. So September, October, November. And I also think that is Glass Onion this year as well?
I don't know. Feels like they'd be pushing it if it was. They've got less than 6 months.
It could be a fall full of all that stuff. But
I believe Glass Onion is this year.
yeah, so that's a blast. Maybe Mr. E will have all new releases.
Son of Mr. E.
Son of Mr. E. But I think that's always fun. And it's just amazing to see how much work a lot of these actors do in Hollywood. Because I know Margot Robbie is also on set for the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
And I know Christian Bale obviously wrapped on Thor Love and Thunder, which I haven't seen yet. And these guys have. Much appreciation to those good friends out there that see the highly anticipated movies and give you no read at all. It's like I'm playing poker and I know they're better than this. They're doing.
It's my skill set.
I just want to turn off their videos, but they're doing fine. Last trailer I want to talk about before we go to our ad break. Have y'all seen the trailer for The Woman King?
No.
So The Woman King is a historical epic inspired by true events that happened in the kingdom of Dahomey. It's one of the most powerful states of Africa in the 18th and 19th century. Our lead here is the great Viola Davis. I would watch this trailer. Cool. It looks like a semi-war epic film, but it looks pretty phenomenal. Our director is Gina Prince Bythewood, and she did probably most notably, and she's been around for a long time, she wrote Love and Basketball. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that, but that's one of my favorite
No, I saw Love and Thunder.
sports movies. Secret Life of Bees, Old Guard. So she's done a lot of action slash
This cast,
Cool.
man. John Boyega.
Romance.
Yeah, it's
Jordan Bolger is
great
Isaiah
cast.
from Peaky Blinders.
Yep.
That's
So
fun.
also looks fun. If you want to get your heart rate up, get some of the BPMs high, I would watch the trailer for.
Dude, she looks so scary in that
Woman King.
still that's on IMDb where she's like running with a sword.
Viola Davis is
I think she can
in
do
complete
anything.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
can
complete
we
control.
confidently say that she can do anything? Because I think she can do anything.
I think
Look at
she
this
can
photo
do
of her. She can do anything.
Yeah.
absolutely anything. And it's so fun too for an actor her age, to basically be playing like the William Wallace of a movie.
Yeah.
Like, way to go, Viola. Let's take a quick break and make some money.
Buffalo Wild Wings has specials on food from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday, and great deals on drinks all day. It's the perfect way to offset a long day. Text that hilarious joke about your boss to your boss. What? No. Try a $3 Wild Herd by Goose Island. Set your morning alarm for 6 p.m. That calls for $5 strawberry margaritas. So if you ask your phone why you're still single and
Ha ha ha. Seriously?
head to Buffalo Wild Wings. At participating locations, taxes and fees apply. Dine in only. Drink responsibly. Offers vary by location. Void where prohibited.
Have you heard? Amazon is now hiring for their new site opening soon in New Albany. Be one of the first to take advantage of launching a new career at one of the best workplaces in the world. Being a part of Amazon includes great benefits and competitive pay, plus many opportunities for advancement. So get a new job today and kickstart a new career tomorrow. Learn more about the perks of working at a new Amazon site. Go to amazon.com/start now. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back. Before we get into games, a little bit of a sad note. We lost a big movie star, James Caan.
Yeah.
Died at the age of 82. Most notably, his role in the Godfather
And Elf,
saga,
yeah.
beating the crap out of a guy in
Elf?
an alleyway.
In Elf? He did that in Elf?
And and he played basically the same character.
Same character, yeah.
In both movies. In honor of him, we'll celebrate those stars that were born. And so I want to talk about, there's no hot birthdays today, but we've got some good birthdays for tomorrow. So for those of you
Thank
chunkies
goodness.
that like these actors and actresses and want to pay them homage or send them gifts, we'll have the address in Discord if you want to send them anything. We don't have that. But we give you plenty of time to celebrate them. So I have 3 actors today, actors or actresses. And for those of you that have not heard of A Star Was Born, I give them the date that this person was born, which obviously was tomorrow, how old they are, and then how many credits they have on IMDb. And so these boyos get to randomly select one of this list of credits, and based off of 3 guesses, try and guess who the actor or actress is. Are you ready?
Yeah, I mean, it's the reason I woke up today.
It's the reason you woke up. Our first actress was born July 12th of 1990. So she will be turning 32 years old, and she has 45 acting credits. Where would y'all like to start?
40. Feels good to me.
Yeah, I like that.
Elena of Avalor TV series. It looks like it lasted 1 year.
Not familiar with
Can I
that
ask
one.
you if that is animated?
You can, and it is.
Okay. I feel like we should go back further.
Sure.
Into the past.
Sure.
What do you think?
Sure. Maybe perhaps 22.
Yeah.
1 second. Okay. I'm obsessed with you, but you've got to leave me alone.
That's the name of something?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a name. That's just a sentence.
Sorry.
How about 35? Right in the middle.
Sure.
Jordan, do you agree with that? You're just kind of...
Yeah.
Do you have any... Okay.
Let's go 35.
35. 50 States of Fright.
Okay.
That's a TV series short. We don't want to do that. The Courier. That one's tough too. The
What?
Courier.
Turning 30 years old. 32 years old.
32 years old.
This feels like this. She must be a Disney Channel person. This feels a Disney Channel career trajectory to me, to do a bunch of weird stuff, including voice of Avalor of Evelyn, whatever. That animated show. What's that show called that you said she was in?
Sorry, I was looking down at other things. It is called
It doesn't matter. I've never seen it.
Elena
It's
of
animated.
Avalor.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that Margot Robbie is 32 because I just recently looked up her and Ryan Gosling's age difference. I don't know when in 1990 she was born, but I do know Margot Robbie's 32, and she's in a lot of stuff. It's not a very Disney trajectory, and I don't know that she's ever done an animated kids thing. So,
Yeah,
Can I tell you what I
can't see her
first saw
doing
this
voice
actress
acting.
on?
sure.
Yeah.
House of Cards.
Okay, so I think it's probably...
That's a Disney show, right? That was on Disney Channel?
I think it is probably Rachel.
Rachel Brosna-handle?
Mm-hmm.
Is she that young? That makes me feel bad about myself.
I think she is, yeah.
Dang it.
Because of the successes of a 32-year-old.
Well, yeah, because that's only like 4 years older than me. And 4
Well,
years ago, she
there's
was
no
already
way-
doing Miss
I think I
Maisel.
There's no way Kate Mara is 32, nor is there any way Kate Mara was first seen by Carter in House of Cards. So I think it has to be Rachel Brosnahan.
I
Because
think you're
nobody
right.
watched House of Cards past season 2 anyway.
Right.
So it's got to be first 2 seasons. I think it's Rachel.
It just was unbelievable to me that Kevin Spacey could play such a monster. It just didn't seem realistic.
Dude, unbelievably spot on. Like after the stuff was released about him, I was
It's like, oh, he wasn't
gross.
acting. He was just being himself.
He was just playing the person.
That was just
Kate
a
Mara
documentary.
is 7 years older than today's birthday.
Yeah, it's Rachel.
Okay,
It's
Rachel Brosnahan.
Rachel Brosnahan
Lock it in.
Look at him.
is her birthday. Lock it in after the answer.
Yeah, that makes me feel horrible about myself. Do you guys
Born
think,
in Milwaukee.
could I be on an Amazon show bigger than Mrs. Maisel by the time I turn 32?
No.
Will you guys help me
Yes.
make our podcast good enough that we are
Sure,
more
we can
famous
try.
than her by the time I'm 32?
Yeah, we can try.
Sure.
We can give it a shot.
I don't think... I bet there's 2 podcasts with people more famous than Rachel Brosnahan. Just Dax Shepard and
there's about
Joe
to be
Rogan.
3.
About to be 3. Born in 1978, same birthday, July 12th. This actress has 54 credits.
So I know that their first credit is not Star Wars because that came out the year before they were born.
Good job.
Yeah.
Just a helpful marker for us.
This person is 44.
44 tomorrow. 54 credits. Where do we want to start?
How you feel about 50?
I love a 50.
Let's do 50.
F9, The Fast Saga.
Right up my alley.
Right up my exhaust. I was trying to think of a car word.
Owie.
That makes it sound like the movie went up my butt.
Right up my owie.
Okay.
Michelle Rodriguez.
It's a good chance. There's a great chance.
I mean, it's not like there's a lot of ladies in those movies.
Yeah, it's true. It's evened pretty majorly. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's say 26.
26th credit. It was Machete.
This is
This is Michelle Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Let's run out
Let's try
the
to
clock
land
here.
on. Let's try to land on Avatar. 37.
I think that's way too late. But yeah, 37.
Wait, how many credits? How many credits total do they have? 52?
54.
54? 34. I think she's done 20 movies in the last 13 years.
34. Machete kills.
Michelle.
Wow.
This is
It's Michelle Rodriguez.
This is Letty.
Happy birthday, Texas native, San Antonio born.
Oh, cool.
I didn't know that.
Michelle Rodriguez. Her third credit ever was The Fast and Furious, immediately followed by Resident Evil, and then Blue Crush. She
Wow.
was just,
Wow.
Michelle.
she was out here. She was doing it.
And now
she
all
was a
she does
Marine's
is Fast
voice.
and
She was a
Furious.
Marine's voice in Halo 2.
Yeah, the tracks. That feels on brand.
Wow. Avatar was her 20th.
Wow.
Her 20th credit.
Done a
She
lot
did
since
Avatar.
2009.
She did Avatar, I think, right after her character died in Lost. Michelle Rodriguez has had quite a career.
Yeah.
She's been in a lot. And if you were to say 54, that would be Fast X, which is
Okay.
the current in production. She also has another movie wrapped recently, Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah. I keep forgetting about that.
Is
It's rap.
that a Vin project as well?
I don't
There's
think
no
so.
way.
He's a huge D&D guy, so I was just curious.
Is he, though?
That's
didn't know
what
that.
I've heard is that Vin
Dungeons
Diesel
and
is-
Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. Oh, Sophia Lillis, Chris Pine, Hugh Grant,
Yeah, it's a pretty
Michelle
great cast.
Rodriguez.
Wow.
What is happening? What is that all
Who's the
about?
director?
Let me look. It's a pairing here. John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein.
Wait, I know John Francis Daly. He's
Oh yeah, he's an actor.
Yeah.
He's like a goofy kid in like all the coming of age movies, the high school movies.
Yeah, dude.
I don't even think he's directed.
Oh, he
before.
wrote Spider-Man
He helped
Homecoming.
write Homecoming. My guy.
What?
He's 3 years older than me, and he doesn't even look it.
You have 3 years to write a movie.
Dang, I think I can do that.
I think so.
Our last
We're getting an
birthday-
interesting insight into the way Doge sees the success of other human beings as a threat. Doge
Yes,
watches
our last-
other people succeed and goes, no, you must
Only
fail.
me. Only me.
You must.
I don't want to
So
do
this
good
is-
things. I just want other people to do bad things.
Michelle Rodriguez, born 1978, correct? Is that what we just said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Born the exact same day.
Town.
Twins
This
confirmed.
actor, July 12th, 1978. This actor
This actor's
has
42, 44.
has 58 credits. What a similar career these two have. Or is
Is
it?
it Michael Rodriguez?
I was just about to make that exact joke.
In different cities? I won't say which. I don't think I'll give it away. New York. This person was born. Maybe I brought.
What if I just instantly knew?
There was only one baby born that day.
You have tipped your hand, good sir.
You've
look back
fallen
through
into
the
my
logs.
traps.
58 credits. Where do we want to start?
56.
Yeah.
Irresistible.
Nope.
No, that comes out. That's not out yet.
Oh, okay. It definitely is. It already happened.
Nope.
2020.
Nope is not out yet. That was the funny joke. I was
Oh,
making.
nope. My
Yeah.
bad. I missed the joke. It was
43.
It's advanced. It's jokes like that that's going to keep us ahead of Rachel Brosna-handle.
43 perhaps.
Yeah.
Hold up. Workaholics.
Are we allowed to ask if it looks like it's maybe one episode or if it's several episodes?
Ooh, I will say I don't remember this person, so I don't think it was several episodes. I don't remember this person being in Workaholics.
How we feel about going like a 28,
Yeah.
a vintage.
Yeah.
28.
The old 2-8 Predators.
Well, unhelpful.
Who do we think is Michelle Rodriguez's secret twin brother?
44 years old. Been workaholic. Been predators.
Did you say 28?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you
that
count
doesn't
wrong?
Help you much. I did. The Giant Mechanical Man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
no,
I know
love
that one.
movie.
There you go.
I don't know that one.
His second credit, even though it says uncredited, was Ocean's 11.
Is there any chance that this is Topher Grace?
Is Topher uncredited in Ocean's 11? Oh yeah, I
in
guess it
Ocean's
would have been one of the celebs, huh?
Yeah, he's the main one at the poker game.
Yeah, an uncredited role, but that was his second ever credit. Would that have been like only that '70s show and then an uncredited role as himself in
I
Ocean's?
think it would have been far enough later that he would have done something else.
Yeah. Who else is at that poker game? Because I feel like that's where the uncredited
Gotta
stuff
be
comes in.
there, yeah. Unless it's an athlete of some kind. Being in Predators would lead me to believe that this is a big buff man.
A muscle boy, a punch boy.
There is a boxing match in Ocean's 11. Could be one of the boxers.
Well, luckily we both know every single famous athlete by name and height and weight and statistics, so we can just think of them and name them.
Dude, I got no idea. I have nothing.
Yeah, I'm completely lost.
No guesses?
No.
Wait, hang on. I have a guess.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, sure. It's Peyton Manning. Lock it in.
I think so.
Happy 44th birthday, Topher Grace.
Shut up.
You're kidding me.
Isn't that crazy? The only credit before that was Traffic, the movie Traffic. He had not even done Ocean's 11 was
2001.
He had done Ocean's 12 before that 70s show.
That can't be right.
Not a chance.
That can't be right.
When did that 70s show
1990.
air?
Oh, why did they credit it that way? That's weird.
They probably credit it. Like,
They credit at the end of
Yeah,
it.
because
Yeah,
he's
they just
in.
order when
He's
it ends.
playing
98
himself.
to 2006.
He's playing
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
himself in Ocean's
That
11 as a
flipped
celebrity.
me completely upside down. Yeah, 70s show, even though
Gosh,
that shouldn't
dang
be
it.
that way. It's actually his 14th credit for some reason, that 70s show, because it started in 98.
Okay, that
So we won though.
You would have
the
got
only
it.
reason
Yeah,
we didn't
you
get
won.
it is because Ocean's was his second credit. That's the only reason, and there's no other reason. And I wouldn't accept it if anybody thought there was a different reason.
Of course not. Of course not. Do you want to play another game?
Sure.
Does it feel like
Yeah, sure. Do we have time?
I have. Do we have time? I can't remember how much. Sometimes we bebop around, and my recording time isn't the same. I didn't set a timer. This is on me.
Oh,
This is on
I'm
me.
okay with whatever we choose to do. We are about at a
our-
normal mini Monday length, actually a little over.
Do you know actually who,
Then
if
let's
they were
not.
on a podcast, who wouldn't care how long it was? Rachel
Rachel.
Brosna-handle, my enemy.
Then we need to play.
Yeah.
We're gonna play some jjolf.
Okay.
Just a little. We got to play a little bit of jjolf. These games can last not long at all. Jjolf has 22 strokes that these guys can use here to try and not go over. They want to stay within those 22 strokes. And what we do is I give them a movie on Flickster / Rotten Tomatoes, and they get to decide whether they want to do the audience score or the critic score. And they try and stay as close to that percentage as possible without going over their allotted strokes. Whoever stays under those allotted strokes wins.
Can I make a
With
suggestion for
the
today
most movies.
that we play critic score jjolf? Because audience score, everybody's like, loved it. Morbius,
I think we have always played
crazy
critic
about
score.
it.
Critic score jjolf, it is. We're going to do some more recent
if we
stuff.
name our podcast Critical Jolf, we'll probably get some confused people who listen to it, and then we can have a big famous podcast.
Am I crazy? Hasn't every round of Jolf been critic score?
It has.
Every
but-
now and then
but
you-
we've always
you
had the
pick-
opportunity to pick the audience score. We've just never done
Oh.
it. I'm saying let's
He just has
stay the
different ones to
course.
say.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with. I thought you were being like, let's get crazy and do critic score.
We're going to start with Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Ew.
The jjolf
Interesting.
score.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay.
92.
Yeah. I mean, that makes the most sense to me. To keep it interesting, I'm going to go 89.
The score, the critic score is 95%.
Whoa.
Certified fresh.
Deserving.
Doja's score is at 19. Jordan's is at 16. We're still very much in this. The Hawk family is doing very well. They've got
Yes.
a lot of work recently. We talked about Moonlight. Moonlight?
Yeah.
We talked about Moon Knight. Moonlight is a movie, critically acclaimed. Very good movie.
Just not this one.
Very different from Moon Knight. And then obviously his daughter, who's all about them Stranger Things, and honestly one of my favorite characters
Yeah.
in Stranger
Yeah.
Things. Let's talk about Black Phone, a
Okay.
horror movie
Yeah.
Okay.
recently came out, starring Sir Ethan knighted by the two chunks.
Sir Ethan of Hawk.
Sir Ethan of Hawk.
Hawkins, even perhaps.
Of Hawkins. Very well done. Jordan, why don't you go first?
Jordan, have you seen
Yeah.
this? Have you seen The Black Phone?
I've not yet.
I want to see it.
I want to see it really bad. Yeah, I've heard good things. Critic score, Black Phone. Let's go 83%.
77.
The critic score for Black Phone sounds like it's worth a bing, bing, bing. 83%.
Whoa.
Jordan doesn't move at all.
The
He stays
first
at
hole in
16.
one. Is that the first hole in one
The
we've ever
first
gotten?
hole in
think
one.
so.
I think it is. Jordan stays at 16. Doge, not too far off, but down to 13.
Okay.
So it's time for another movie. Marcel the Shell with shoes on. Doge, you start us off.
You know, I think they're going to love it. I think they're going to give it an 88.
I only know that it is absurdly high because I have heard someone say that it's an insanely high rating for this movie. I'm going to
111.
go with 100.
With, let me count how many critics. With 95. So 95 is pretty high for what I would still consider to be, it's A24, kind of indie film, less than 90 minutes long. 99%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, I have heard that this is going to be regarded as like the new Paddington, how everybody holds Paddington Bear up
Yeah.
as like the most wholesome, perfect, beautiful movie.
Yep.
Apparently that's what
game
this is going to be.
Is not over. Jordan is at 15. Doge is at 2.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, the last 2 rounds, Jordan has only lost 1 stroke.
Yeah.
So it's possible, and we saw it just very recently. So our next movie is going to be Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Is that the most recent one?
It
The
is.
Secrets of Grimblegrumb. Fantastic Beasts. Gorbledunger's magic book. We're just gonna go forever with these bad Harry Potter
Jordan,
spinoffs.
you start.
Critic score for Grumbles of Grimblegrebe. I'm gonna go with 52%.
Critic score for Fantastic Beefs. 31.
Yeah, go for broke, baby.
The actual score was 46%.
Oh, they loved it. They thought it was great.
46%. Some of the best jjjolf we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Jordan wins with 9 left in the bag.
Wow.
Doge goes down to -13
Yeah.
by underestimating
You know what?
the cribs of Gomblefok.
If I had Shia LaBeouf as my caddy, I think I probably could have done better.
Yeah.
An old-timey newspaper boy hat.
I forgot about that movie.
What was it? Beef worship? What does Shia LaBeouf mean? Remember one of our very first
praise
episodes?
God for
Praise
beef.
God for beef.
Beef worship is not the same as praise God for beef, I don't think. To end today's episode, I would like you to give
To
me your name.
each take turns praising God for beef.
Praise God for beef. I would like to give me your name and then give me the title, the cinematic title of the next installment of the Harry Potter series. I'm Carter, and it's Dobby Returns, the Schminkle of Dinglehopper.
Yeah,
It does feel ironic to have to think about gibberish.
I know. I'm Doge, and coming soon to a theater near you is Fantastic Beasts 11, oh no, I need to buy another house, says Warner Brothers. And it's weird that that's the actual title of the movie, but what you don't know unless you watch the post-credits scene of Fantastic Beasts 12, which releases a year later, is that that's a magic spell that unleashes the World Eater that they have to stop in Fantastic Beasts 39.
I think we're not too far off from ridiculous post-credit things like that for series.
Fantastic Beasts, The Vault of Lemony Snicket.
Oh, a crossover.
No, I just think Lemony Snicket sounds like a Harry Potter name to me.
This week on RVER, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm sorry, I can't operate on that vehicle.
But doctor, you took an oath.
That RV, it's my son's RV.
Oh, doctor, isn't there anything you can
I'm not a miracle worker, Sheila. I'm an RV surgeon, trained to save the lives of large, injured recreational vehicles, which is definitely a real profession.
When your RV really needs saving, Progressive has you covered. See if you could save with a leader in RV insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.